In this episode, we interview a marine biologist nicknamed Dr. Frogfish, Mr. Dan, a foreigner that's been living here in Dauin for years and teaches frogfish specialty courses around the Dauin coast. And then later on, we found the #1 bucket list creature that I want to find here in Dauin, the hairy frogfish. Heyo, critter hunter! Alright, so here's what's going on. We're checking out the conditions. We're gonna do a night dive. A little bit rough out there.
Only at the start.
Yeah. We just have to get in there safely, and that's it. So how do you like my new scuba studio?
Awesome. We put the tanks here. When we come back, we got BCDs, regulators, camera washing, take a shower, and
Hangers.
dry everything off.
Soft rubber with the cameras.
I'd say this is about as good a scuba location you can get without spending like 50,000 or 60,000 pesos a month on your house, you know, and awesome dive location.
Mayong gabi!
Good evening.
Mr. Dan!
Huh?
Mr. Dan!
That's me. I'm here.
Or should I say Dr. Dan?
Dr. Frogfish.
Nice to meet you! Yeah, that's Jake.
My first house when I moved here was that bungalow.
Oh, nice one!
So
How are
I know
you?
this area quite well.
So you dove here a lot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't ask me how I know that.
Alright. Sit down, Dan. Have a seat.
Dad or Dan?
Dan.
Dan.
Dan. He is a marine biologist. He's been based in Dauin for many years, and he actually made a paddy frogfish course.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. So he's teaching here in Dauin for all the resorts or guests or whoever wants to learn about frogfishes here in Dauin. So we're gonna test his knowledge a little bit, because in one of our videos, actually that's right in front of us, we saw a couple of frogfishes. I'm sure a little bit distracted by Jake. But
That's alright.
yeah. 2 frogfishes we found on the last dive we did over there, and see if he can help us identify it.
Is that one here?
What? What is that?
Is that one next to it? Or is that just a sponge?
I think that's a sponge.
It looks like the eyeball.
Yeah.
I would say that's a freckled.
Freckled?
What you want to look for is at the base of the body where the tail starts. On a freckled, it's just body, tail. There's no space in between. On other frogfish species, it's body, then the tail base, and then the tail.
So a little bit more meaty part at the end,
Right,
than
just
the tail.
Right. And you look
okay.
on this one, and it's just body, tail. There's no space in between.
And that indicates he's freckled.
Right.
That's our first freckled frogfish that I've seen here in Dauin and in my life. Have you seen it before, Justin?
I don't think so, but I can't really identify him.
It's so difficult. That's why I have Dan here. But the next one is Dan's favorite frogfish. He even has a tattoo on it, on his leg. And to my knowledge, this is the painted frogfish juvenile stage. So what I learned before is that he transforms from that shape and colors to something different.
Right. And when he does that, you realize he's not a painted frogfish. He's actually a clown frogfish. And unfortunately, that part of the ID book is incorrect with this frogfish.
Let me explain. We have these 3 main books to identify critters and creatures when we're diving and making these videos. And what he's saying is that it's not a painted frogfish and it's something different. We're reading from the books, but Dan is saying different. So which one is correct?
So this is actually a juvenile clown frogfish. And I spoke to the authors of the ID book at DEMA, and they said that they put it in there because they just figured that's what it was. It's since it didn't look like any other species. As it grows older, it loses the polka dots, loses the blue outline, and then grows the triangles on the side of the face, which are typical of the warty frogfish or clown frogfish.
Right.
And then ends up getting warts. Normally they end up being all black or all red with a gold or a silver triangle.
There you have that, guys. How would we know without that?
Dude, those books are so big. I wonder how many of them are actually inaccurate. All the nudies and frogs.
All the other frogs are correct. Just this one
Just
was
that
incorrect.
one.
We got the frogfish spell checker here. Or fact checker.
For the last one, so to my knowledge, this is the spot fin. See here, he has that huge spot on the back.
So
Do you want a front face? Maybe not.
that could be ocellated frogfish. I'd need to see the face better.
Okay.
But if it's at this dive site, ocellated would be a much more common answer. Okay, I would say that's ocellated.
Ocellated
I don't know.
frogfish.
I don't know. It's tough when they look like that. Can you scroll up to this area? That one's tough.
There's this one.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's spot fin
Spot fin?
because ocellated has really long fingernails
Oh, okay.
because they're closely related to the sargassum fish.
Duh.
So I'm gonna call
Why
that.
did I not think of
This
that?
one, this one's spot fin. I would say this one's spot fin.
Yes.
Yeah.
First spot fin. So in that single dive, this is the we're basically everything we've been talking about here was our #1 dive so far in the last 2 months.
It looks like it.
One night dive in front of my place. We saw the spot fin, clown.
Freckled.
Oh, it was a freckles.
And the clown. It was the clown from this dive, the orange polka dot one.
Clown, freckled, and spot fin. That's nuts.
That's a good hole.
That's a nuts dive.
Yeah, but you don't know they have long toenails.
All right, thank you for that, Dan. Let's
problem.
put some gear on and jump in the water, see what we find.
Let's do it.
Now we spent the last couple of days monitoring the ocean and the waves because it's been super unusual and rough out there for the whole month of May, and that's supposed to be the calmest month of the year, summertime. So it's been extremely strange seeing all the waves and windy weather conditions throughout the months that I've been here. And as you can see, the splash, that's basically our entry, and that's extremely dangerous. And we have a story about a situation of us crashing down there a few days prior to this. So it was very nerve-wracking entering the water and especially thinking about coming up from the water in the dark. However, with Dr. Frogfish, we were not gonna skip this dive and we were in for a treat. This was one of the best dives we've ever done. And immediately we spotted a couple of nudibranchs, frogfishes, and more nudibranchs. Don't ask me what these 4 guys are doing. Some sort of a social gathering. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Here we got a nice orange soft coral, nothing to see here. Oh, what's that? Frogfish. And a couple of minutes into the dive, we could see the current was really picking up. If you play the video here in real-time speed, you can tell it is tough out there, especially stabilizing the camera and get a steady shot. And if you've been following my creator bucket list, you know that we only have a few of them left on the top 10. So far we crossed 7 out of the 10. And the #1 on the list is the hairy frogfish, and it's actually been a dream of mine for years and years to find. And we've been searching for him for over 60 days, probably around 60-70 dives as well. And could this be the moment? Did Justin just find a hairy frogfish right in front of my house? At first sight, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We finally found one a little bit earlier into the season. Normally they come out only in June each year. And we were especially lucky this time around because it was a nighttime, so we were attracting all of the krills around, which swam right in front of the frogfish. So he took advantage of the situation and kept on eating. looking over the footage, he wasn't successful every time. See that miss? Didn't catch that one. Didn't catch this one. And if we slow it frame by frame, you can clearly see he did miss them. But soon he got the hang of it and started catching them all. And about 20 to 30 meters, we really wanted to find the marble shrimps, and the current was really fast as well, but we decided anyway to go deep down and try to search for them. These extremely vibrant shrimps only come at night, and the reason we've never filmed them really before is that they are so well hidden. They like to be in between the cracks of rocks or corals. An absolute monster. This guy was so huge that I thought it was a lobster or something. I think we found maybe 2 or 3 of them. I always knew we were gonna find the hairy frogfish, just never knew exactly where or what timing, so I was extremely surprised that we found him right in front of my house. So definitely one of the best critter dive we've ever done. It's definitely not for beginners if there's such a current and a lot of waves, so just be careful guys. If you ever enter the water, make sure with a team of guys and you organize and plan before each dive. For example, we made a dive map. We decide to where to go in and where to come up, stick to it and make sure everybody's okay. But anyways, we crossed off the number 1 on my bucket list. Can't believe it. We did it! Yes! We're exhausted, but I'm still so pumped.
I gave you the 7 fist bump.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When you did this, I looked over, I looked down, and I just see this and the hair just like going straight sideways.
I did not think we'd find it yet. Sorry, buddy.
Don't come to my place.
You okay? Yeah, man. Oh,
Just kidding aside. If you want to dive here, you need to be a good diver. That was a lot of current, and actually all of us are exhausted. Coming up, carrying the gear, and fighting the current the whole time, we're done. We're falling asleep early tonight. We're gonna do 2 night dives? No way.
no need.
No need, I don't even want to.
Yeah. Man, I ran out of air. There's so much current, I was just fighting.
So much, this was the most current.
Yeah.
Dan! Dan's our good luck. Alex! We're gonna have a beer! Tuba time!
God.
No scuba, no tuba!
We have to pick a break first.
I heard and I tried and then I gave up.
I was this far away and I gave up.
This is the best part about diving. Coming up, tell you what we found.
I saw that because the light was
And I
going
found
down.
2, well me and Alex found 2 marbled shrimp. I can't believe it.
We
They were
just made a
gorgeous.
video saying we need to find a hairy and a marble shrimp, but it's not possible. And then we go out 10 minutes later and find both.
We literally made a video about it 1 hour ago. Found it.
I didn't think it's possible. It's on the cover.
It's
on here, guys.
Yeah.
We found it tonight. 2 of them.
We're just saying there's none in Dauin.
Go search that one.
Yeah.
Next.